Cooksy, can you hear me? Rob, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Johnny, what's happening, my man? How are we doing?
What's up, guys? Hey, so we're talking about A1 winner here. Hey, these guys are saying we have no sound.
Check. Anyone?
Still
Sound?
no sound.
Blame Johnny.
Yeah, I'm saying that there should definitely be sound.
Super Dave finally made it. I wish he could hear us.
Perfect. Okay, so some guys are saying we're good. We're good. All right.
Got it now.
So we're going to put in a minute on the timer here. Boom, boom, boom. And, Rob, why don't we let you go first? Because on all the other preview shows, we've let Cooksy go first. And guys, keep in mind, we're going to be unveiling a bunch of preview shows. They're not going to be live, but we're going to unveil a bunch of them on both of our channels this coming week. So, these guys are saying no sound. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, they're already saying good. Ken Roxon. All right. So, Coach Rob, who do you think is going to win A1 450s? And I guess, we'll say 250s. Go.
Yeah. Well, when I'm looking at the 450 class, I'm actually going to go with Chase Sexton. I think will come out. I think he will show everybody what his offseason has looked like. He's 35 pounds heavier. I think he'll run around the track with the bike on the back of his. No, I think he looks good. I think he's ready and poised for a good season. I think he'll come out strong. And on the 250 West, I actually think Vince Friese will come out and will surprise everybody with a good start. I think Jet will manage it by saying, hey, it's first round. Let's work this thing out. But Vince is so good on those starts, man. It's pretty hard to argue against him and on that West Coast dirt. So I know it's not going to be a popular vote, but that's just where my gut's telling me. I think Vince is going to be a consistent nuisance for everybody on that West Coast in the 250 class. And I think Chase is ready to pull the trigger. You'll see in another video. I'm not sure that I think he'll win the series. But
So for Anaheim, we've kind of historically has never been a predictor of what's going to actually happen. I mean, Barsha 2 years, 3 years.
So are you rebuttaling, Cooksy? Because I haven't put the timer up for you.
I couldn't see the timer for Rob, so I just went.
All right, so no rebuttal on the Vince Friese Sexton deal. You guys think?
Oh, sorry. No, I kind of like what he said. I really think Sexton is a very good possibility he's going to win, and I love that. Jet's going to win the 250 class unless something happens. I think every single race is, if Jet loses, it's an upset. Vince Friese being on the podium, I don't know. There's too many fast young guys.
I don't agree with you on that one, Rob. I don't think he's going to win it. I think guys are going to come out to swing in here, but we'll get more into it on the last 5 minutes here. We'll keep the show going. Cooksy, can you see the timer? I
cannot see the timer, so you can just yell. You can buzzer me, and yeah. So anyway, okay, Anaheim 1. Anaheim 1 is always, you never know what's going to happen. It doesn't predict what the season is going to happen. You can't win it, but you can lose it. But they always have big, slick whoops with that dirt that they have at Anaheim. And one guy that rides those better than anybody is Christian Craig. Christian Craig is a good starter. He comes out hot. His dad won Anaheim. He wants to win Anaheim on the 450. His dad has one win. And I really think Christian has this chip on his shoulder and he wants to get 2 wins. He just wants to have more than his dad. I really think that matters to him. And I think it's cool. I mean, how many father-sons have won 250 and 450 Supercrosses? Well, they might be the only ones, right? And then in the 250 class, like I said, Jet is Jet. He's going to win. And I forget, let's see, Ozzy, I'm with you. Watch for Ty Masterpool is going to surprise some people. He looks really good on the Suzuki. Even though it is a Suzuki, Ty Masterpool is more talented than a lot of people think. So thanks, Johnny. Okay.
That is your time here. We'll do a minute rebuttal on everything here. And I did 2 minutes here. 1 minute.
Guys, bear with Johnny. He's new to a clock. He's learned how to tell time.
Hey, even a broken clock is right at least twice a day, right? Fuck you, Cooksy. No, I do think Ty would do well, but as far as winning A1, nope. And who do you say was going to win the 450 class? Craig? Really? You think
Christian
Craig on the Huskies?
Yes, you're going to see
legit.
something weird. You're
That's
not.
legit.
He's not going to be there all year. But remember how fast he was in those whoops last year?
Dude, I know he's going to be fast. He's been I think he's honestly been a better 450 rider than a 250 rider. But the thing is now he's on almost the same equipment. He's not on a step up with that Star bike in the 250 class. So that Star bike's almost like a cheater bike. I don't know if he's going to be able to come swinging.
A little bit. They've closed the gap on that Star bike. Mitch's bikes were pretty good. The Hondas were pretty good. I don't think it's as big of an advantage as it used to be, Johnny.
Think about that outdoor season.
There's a timer again.
I can't see the timer, Johnny.
I know I'm being a dick, you guys, with this damn timer here. So I'm gonna go, and then we'll have the last little bit of rebuttal here. And how are you guys doing? Right? Is the show like just a shit show? That's exactly what it's supposed to be. Is just a complete utter shit show. So if you guys have seen me before, I'm going with effing Kickstart Kenny to win A1. Come on, give me the Cinderella story. I want this SOB to come out swinging and win and tell everybody that the piss yellow motorcycle can still get it done. And, better yet, have him stall the motor with the lead out front and then kick it and then go over the finish line. 250 class is obviously going to be Jet. We all think that he should have been on a 450. What is up? Is that from Epic Garage? I feel like we're setting in an ad here.
That's bad for the workplace. So
that's the man, the myth,
but
and
it
the
is
legend
Kenny
himself.
Roxon is what I'm going. And I still got 5 seconds to go, so I might as well just drop it out. Keep it 9th gear pinned.
I can't tell if your time's up or not, Johnny.
Dude, my time just went up here. So you know what?
Your time's up.
Let's do a 5-minute rebuttal. And then let's answer some of the questions.
I'm bringing Travis in here. Travis, who's going to win Anaheim 1?
The spotlight.
Here you go. Go for it.
All right, Travis, you got a minute.
I'm going to stick with Barsha just because he wins it every year off the jump.
But he doesn't ride a Kawasaki.
True. Then I'm going to give it to Anderson.
So it's Anderson, I guess.
Dude, I mean, if you watch our preview shows, guys, make sure you watch our preview shows. We go over in depth all this stuff, and we actually argue. And, if we actually make Cooksey kind of look like an ass at some times too. So
that's not real hard to do. That's not real hard
kidding.
to do.
It's actually me. We make myself look like an ass for sure. But all right, let's do this 5 minutes here so we keep the ball rolling. And, just after this, we'll answer some of the user comments. And guys, keep in mind, this will get better, but my plan is like every Friday night we'll do some sort of a show, get somebody on, maybe even we'll get some viewers on. We'll just bench race a little bit, take 20 minutes and just see who we think's going to win, what we think's going to happen, and go from there. But are you guys in agreement that whoever wins A1 is not going to win the series?
I would absolutely agree with that. I think I already said that, Johnny.
Okay, maybe I'm just piggybacking off of you. Coach, you shook your head like you think differently.
I agree with what Chris was saying. I think this year's got so many. I think this is going to be the year of a lot of firsts. Long season, kind of a dysfunctional season. Team, not a lot of team changes, but a lot of dynamic changes in a lot of the teams. I don't know. Times past, I would say, yep. Usually, if we just go off of raw statistics, usually the person that wins has not gone on to win the series, i.e. a Barsha. We can even say a Roxon for that matter. But yeah, no, I at this point, coming into this season, I don't think anything is far-fetched. Nothing is far-fetched.
Roger, but I think Kenny is going to win A1, but I think that might be the only race that he actually wins. I don't think he's going to stay with the longevity because I think he's focused on World Supercross defending. I honestly think Tomac is going to go over to World Supercross, and I even think Webb is possibly going to go over to World Supercross. You got a lot of guys with just 250 or 450 Supercross only deals, and even though Kenny, I believe, is contracted to race both Moto and Supercross here in America, I think somehow he's going to dip out of that and go over to World Supercross. We've got some questions going in here saying, do you guys think Jordan Smith is going to win a race?
Okay, can I take this?
Yes.
Because I see Coach shaking his head no. I think Jordan Smith will not only, if he's not in the West Coast, if he's in the East Coast, there's a very good chance this dude ends up champion. Let's not forget, this guy was almost champion versus Savachi and Osborne a few years ago until he crashed. Like, he had it, and then he endoed at Vegas. And he's had a couple chances where he's been there. He's won races. He's talented. And now he's on the Star Yamaha too. I would 100% expect him to win races and be in that championship title fight if he's on a different coast than Jet.
I'm not going to argue with you there. I think he's fast, but as long as he's not on the same coast as Jet. We've got some comments going over here. Deegan going to be top 5. Deegan, I believe, is going to sandbag the futures class this year. Yes, I'm saying sandbag because I don't know how else. I mean, yeah, you're going to get ready for it, but the Supercross futures tracks are going to be far easier than the actual Supercross tracks. And I think Ryder D, is he doing the same? Is he going to race, or is he going to do the Supercross futures?
Johnny,
Yeah.
Supercross Futures runs mostly the same time as the Supercross, so it's the exact same track.
I thought they dumbed down a few things for it.
Well, for the Supercross Futures Amateur Day, when they run the Futures as part of the Pro program like they did last year, it's the same track.
Okay, well, I just made myself look like an idiot. Okay, so then it's just competition for there. No. It's always good to put me in my place. I appreciate it, Cooksey. Damn you. All right.
Sorry.
So,
Hey, I got to ask Coach, because I was told Jeremy Martin's okay. He had that crash. He's banged up, obviously, but I was told no major injuries. I know you have a better line on that. How's he doing?
He's doing good. I actually spoke to him last night. He's, good news is, since they're all racing East Coast, he's got a little bit more time to heal up. So that's a good thing. And again, you can't take away the amount of experience that guy has, and the fact that he's back on the Yamaha. Yeah, maybe not under Star, but he's over there on Club, and we saw with his brother, the bikes are fast. We saw what Phil Nicoletti's done with the bike. I don't think he's got anything to worry about. It's just a matter of I don't care if it's Jeremy Martin. It doesn't matter who we're speaking about. You were talking about Jordan Smith. Like you said, talent-wise, my goodness. I mean, we know the guy can win races, but we just spent quite a few minutes speaking about how long the season is, and the attrition rate doesn't bode very well for somebody who's already shown that they're pretty fragile. A Ken Roxon, a Jordan Smith, Austin Faulkner. The longer the season goes, those statistics don't really tilt in the direction of those guys that have shown that they can tend to be a little bit fragile. Now, when I say fragile, those guys, as I said, are incredibly talented. It's just when you're already coming into a season fatigued because the off season was so short, and then you go into a season that's going to go from January to October, I just don't see the guys, some of the ones that we've talked about here live tonight. That's why I have to say no on Jordan Smith. Talent, absolutely. But we have to go off the history of his injuries. It doesn't look very good if you look at it on paper statistically.
Well, but I mean, he is on a Star bike now, so I think that's going to help him out for sure. And, I guess to kind of rebuttal you a little bit, Coach, is the 250 guys, they can relax a little bit because they don't have a full season. They got
True.
8 or 9 races, and then they get into moto. But
Yep.
that's a lot of racing to do. And we all hope Jeremy Martin can race because he's in his 30s, so it's going to be harder for him to recover. And you've got like Brandon Hartraft. All these guys are kind of eating the dirt before they even line up for A1,
But how long ago was it that Jordan Smith won a full season?
I don't know.
I think it was that year where he almost won the title.
Yeah. And I honestly don't know the year off the top of my head. I just know when I was working with Dungy and they did the CBS special, Jordan was featured as the 250 rider in that show. And that was a long time ago.
Yeah, he's been in that class forever. I mean, he even went to, was it Phoenix Honda for a year?
I believe
Or last year? No, it was last year, right? Yeah. And now he's back on the big team. So, this is his last chance. Oh, and the guys in the comments too, I was just going to address. Yeah, I know Craig won Tampa in 94, but it was, he won Anaheim on a 250, but so he's good at Anaheim.
Semantics. And I got to ask the people.
I got put in my place, Johnny, just so you feel better.
Well, at least somebody can do that.
These guys,
apologize.
they keep me on my toes. They're sharp. So
I had a big post saying that I wasn't going to do any live shows this week because, I'm taking a break.
Yeah, Zach's pissed at you.
I know everyone is mad about it.
Zach
So hey, this was a
Schlatter,
surprise.
yeah,
this is more of a
you're dead.
test.
You're gonna.
You know,
Yeah,
as
he's
you can
like-
see, we've got a shit show when it comes to. I should have made the title "Shit Show" because there's like the overlay is the best that you can see as far as production value. Dude, we guys are a solid 2 on a Yelp score. We're a solid 2. It's the restaurant that you only go to if you're just effing hammered and it's the only one open. That's the people that are breaking into this. You know.
Hey, Martin Montano, Max Voland on a podium. Yes, absolutely, 100%. I see Max on a podium, and if he's not on the same coast as Jet, I think he could win.
What is this his last year on the contract at least?
It is. It's very
Okay.
important. He needs to get something done.
Well, maybe
this
it's going to
year
light a
4?
fire under his ass so that he can.
Well, I don't
actually get it
think
done.
Volan's ever needed. I don't think Max has ever needed a light under his butt. I just think you need a little bit of luck, mechanicals, just silly. I mean, you watch that guy on Instagram. He is like Axel Hodges on some of the crazy stuff that he can do. You watch him manual stuff, and you're just like those daddy
Well-
long legs. He just does great. He's so cool to watch. I
Maybe
always comment on him.
he's just a little bit of a sleeper where he doesn't make his presence known as somebody like a Jet who does
Well,
stuff off camera.
Let's be blunt. The guy was pulled up probably 2 years before he was supposed to.
Well, and let's
Okay,
be
so-
real. Roger DeCoster isn't exactly what you'd call a guy who's really good at nurturing talent. It's either
Mhm.
you throw them in the cooker, and if they either throw them in, if they sink, they swim, and that's it. And he walks away. He does not, he doesn't do much for.
Well,
Zach Cooksey Mob. Sorry, he just typed that in.
hell yeah,
Yeah.
people love you. You know, don't stroke your ego over here, Cooksey.
Shut up, Hopper.
But no, Coach, you make a good point with maybe pulling up too fast. So, when it comes to Deegan, race in the future, same thing with Daxton, maybe even Ryder D, Chance Himes. I don't know if he's racing Supercross Futures, but if he is, it might potentially be a smart move for these guys because you're running into a class that's full of 30-year-olds. You look at Craig that just went up, and, Martin is still there, Phil Nicoletti. There's a lot of older talent in there. I mean, it's like kind of turned into the Mike Brown class as far as guys hanging out forever in the 250 class. I mean, look at Star. They've got 2 450 guys and then 7 or 8 250 guys. Did I say that right? 2 450 guys and like 8 250 guys. But Cooper might be a 450 guy for a couple races. But, there's a reason why there's so many more 250 guys than 450 guys, which honestly makes no sense to me because the cost of racing on the 250. Am I losing you guys? You guys both are like looking around like just
No, I was
hopefully
just
Hopper will
looking,
stop talking.
I started reading the comments because I like to see what they write more than what you say.
I was just trying to get the number for you. There's 6 current 250 riders with Star, and then you have Daxton and Hayden in the rafters. So you were right, Johnny. You're looking at 8 potential riders that are available.
Oh, these guys are all pissed at Suzuki. They're saying that, the new yellow is, hey, can we just like have a new hashtag yayo? Like just hell yeah, yellow. Because I think Kenny is coming it back with the Kickstarter. I think it's gonna be epic.
Here's my
It's
biggest
not.
concern. How bad is social media going to blow up when he's leading the race, stalls the bike, and goes from first to 22nd?
There'll be
sitting there
78
kickstarting.
memes
No, they're
by the
gonna
time
turn the
next
idol
lap's
up.
over.
The idol is gonna be pegged to the moon, so that
Yeah,
the bike's
it's
gonna
sitting at
blow up before it
5,000
stalls.
RPMs. Yeah. And he's got a rake loose clutch in it, so it never stalls. I don't know. I mean, there's
Yeah,
just
just
going
a
to be
full
something.
blown
In-
slipper.
okay.
Just Vince
In
freeze it into the
reality-
first corner. No engine braking.
Hold on. In reality, how many times do these guys really stall it? And when they do, usually the push button start, they end up having to push it off anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think the kickstart's not the problem. No development since 2006 is the problem. And
Yeah,
yes, I know
well-
there's been a little bit of development in 12 and 18, but nothing. The bike's a dinosaur.
You know, people in the comments do agree with you that nobody stalls bike. I mean, I stall the bike quite often, but you just pull the clutch in and then that way you don't go anywhere and you don't get hurt because if you don't go anywhere, you can't fall off the motorcycle.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those situations and I hate to use this such a cliche-ish comment. You're either going to be a hero or a zero, right? He goes out and wins A1. It's going to blow the yellow brand back into credibility. Everybody's going to be talking. It doesn't really matter. If he goes out and shits the bed, see, it's just it's a stink bug, can't polish a turd, on and on. It's literally sitting at a 50-50. And when that pendulum swings, it's going to be an aggressive swing.
Well, okay.
Well, hold on. You know what would be funny though is if he comes out, and I would love this would be so cool is to see him come out and win on the Suzuki. And could you imagine Roger going back to Austria and asking for more testing budget when he got beat by a Suzuki
with a Kickstarter?
Yeah, they're like, we just
dude. Moto Memes is going to have a heyday. The only way that this goes bad is if Kenny starts out front and fades.
Yep.
Because then it's like, where was the World Supercross Kenny? What happened? Is it because can't take the certain potentially alleged supplements, or because it can't be the bike at that point if you fade, unless they come out and say like, oh, because of no testing, the bike vibrates so much he couldn't hold on. I mean, there'd be some sort of PR thing to keep it from under wraps there. But I'm on yellow. As much as I've said that yellow Suzukis are a piece of shit, like their car developments. I want to turn heads. Who knows? I might even buy a yellow bike if Kenny ends up winning.
Is there any factory parts that are going to make their way over to Kenny's bike? I can't imagine he went there with.
They're going to go to eBay. Somebody's going to have a bunch of stuff that was sold.
They're calling up JGR, see if anything's laying around.
Okay, so we've got
when you think about that.
We got a super chat, Chris. Here. Max Anstein thoughts. Roxon wins at least 2. Johnny is going to brop for 10 minutes when he does. When Roxon wins at least 2.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, yeah. we could totally do that. That video is going to get, 69 views. You heard it right here. 69 views for 10 minutes. Like 6 or 9. Anstein.
If you go,
is Anstein racing a little bike?
Yes, he's 250. And I did not think he was going to be. I thought that when he went to World Supercross. Did you see how good he looked in Australia?
Yeah.
He's going to be a podium threat. Is he going to win? No, but the guy can ride Supercross and the bike's good.
Well, it's like Marchbanks. I don't think he's built for a 250, but if he rides the 450, he's got to compete against some big budget teams. It's not so much about talent, it's about money. A little bit at that point. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, see, guys are saying Suzuki Army. Could you just imagine if, what do you think the Bar X Suzuki guys are going to do? The other Suzuki team, that's basically a privateer
I told you,
team.
I think Masterpool is going to do pretty good.
Masterpool almost didn't even have a ride.
Well, he's only filling in because Mumford got hurt.
But more importantly,
what is it about that little guy? Why can't he get and keep something?
Who, Mumford? Or Masterpool? No,
Masterpool. I mean, he whole shots the races. He does well.
Yeah, Redbud almost won Redbud.
Yeah. And yet I don't know if he's like pissed somebody off in the industry because like he doesn't get any breaks whatsoever. I'm no disrespect. I mean, he's getting a fill-in ride and that's cool. At least he's not sitting home, but you're just like, damn, the kid is so good.
Agreed. Agreed. I think maybe it's because it's not that much Supercross experience, but on the Bar X Suzuki, what about Wageman? Wasn't he a full-blown privateer the year before? And now he's got some support team. And wasn't Wageman the guy that was doing the Pulp MX Supercross stuff and ended up going down real hard on one of the triples? So I'm
him or
impressed.
His brother, I don't know.
I'm impressed with him. AGE, Jerry Robin, I believe, congrats to him for getting on a ride. He doesn't have to do things his own. I'm a little bummed that Justin Starling doesn't have a ride. I think he's fast as fuck, and he should have a ride. More importantly, Joey Savacci. We all talked about that before, how he should have a ride. And I think you guys are under the belief that potentially the whole AC debacle, he might end up finishing the season on a green bike. Concur? Disagree?
Yeah. Hey, shameless plug time since we're in Epic Garage Designs with the floors. If you walk by AG East Pits, check out the pit layout that we got for him. It's pretty badass.
Yeah, I think going back to Cowie, it's a 50-50 because it all depends on what Forkner does when we go outdoors, which, of course, is pending on how his 250 Supercross goes, of course. If he can make it through it safely and healthy, then, yeah, I think he's got a chance. There's a lot of – not a lot. There's probably 3 key movements in that Cowie rig that Well, it'll be curious to see what happens when we get to round 5 or 6. That's when you'll start to see the attrition and the shifts start to take place.
Zach says that he hopes somebody tries to claim Deegan's bike at A1 in Supercross Futures. I believe you could still do that under Supercross Futures. I'd have to look at the.
Yeah.
Where's Brennan Schofield? Is he racing? Brennan, where are you at, man?
Johnny just did a video with him as a follow-up.
Yeah. Because I wanted to see
video.
if they were actually followed up with what they did. And, Bobby Regan, they did. They gave him the 2 motors. Maybe things were said as far as riding one of those bikes. Who knows what kind of went down? Nothing was in riding, so you can't really hurt people for there. But hey, guys, I believe we're going to let y'all go. We've been going for about 26 minutes, and this is just a test. Let me know. Hit a thumbs up, like this. If you guys want to see more of this, I want to put together something where every Friday for about 30 minutes, we just shoot the shit and be unfiltered, MX unfiltered, and we talk about who's going to win, who's not going to win, who's going to suck, who's going to do really well, that sort of thing, and just be in the garage, just garage talk. So anyway, I appreciate every single one of you guys. I hope
Thanks
you guys
for coming out, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys, and make sure you give Johnny plenty of shit.
Yes, please do, especially with the IT shit. For everything not looking well, and as well as, my knowledge on the sport. That's why I want to have guests that are smarter than me on the show. So anyway, appreciate every single one of you.
Why am I here then?
I was going to ask the same thing. I think you invited the wrong person. I think I'm out.
You guys need to give your guys self some credit. So I think we help elevate the sport and the awareness to everybody, and we do it in a comedic kind of fashion, and we all have our own styles, which I love. You've got, the science, you've got the analytics, and then you've got the perhaps dark humor with myself.
Hold on. Speaking of humor, this guy, Rob B., Johnny Bottoms. Wait till he listens to all the wax bottoms on our other videos. Wait till you have no idea how funny Johnny Bottoms actually is. So Johnny's got a waxed bottom, just so you know.
It's no more Kickstart Kenny. It's Johnny Bottoms. That's kind of a good ring to it.
Yeah, Johnny Bottoms.
Temp oil.
Dude, yeah, you guys are going to kick our other shows for sure. But hey, every Friday, we're going to try to do something like this. And till next time, you guys want to brop with me? I know nobody likes bropping. Watch the viewership just tank because everybody that's wearing headphones is like, oh, mother.
Yeah, why are you going to do that?
All right.